Okay, this is the question out of the activity practice at the end of activity one. Page, I'm looking real quick. This is page 15 of your book. Um, and it is a good problem to talk about because it's not a lot different than the other ones, but there is a little something special extra that you have to pay attention to. So she's making and selling purses, much like my son made the lemonade and then he sold it. Her purses cost her, so she figured out her cost for each one of them. Each one of them cost her $12 to make. Whereas my son, the $11 was the cost for all of the ingredients, not how much one cup cost, but how much it cost to make all the cups of lemonade, the whole bunch of lemonade. So this is a little bit different. Then she's going to sell them for $25. So if you put $25, let's say per purse, then that's not going to be a realistic amount of money because she doesn't get to keep all that. What does she get to keep? Well, she's got to take away $12 from that 25. So that means she gets $13 per purse that she gets to count toward her profit. Does that make sense? So she's selling them for 25. It cost her 12 to make it. So she's actually profiting $13. Then it says she's going to rent a booth at the craft fair for $60. So write an equation that can be used to find the number of purses she must sell to make a profit of $250 at the fair. So the equation that we're going to write is going to be to find profit. And we know that we're going to get profit by doing $13 for each purse. But then we have to take away the $60 for the rental, for the booth rental. So we need some variables in here. Do they give us any up here? They do not give us any variables. So you could assign whatever variable that you want. Let's just go ahead and use X and Y. Y represents profit. $13 for each X, which is a purse, and then we're going to take away $60 for the booth rental fee. So there's my equation. Now what do I do with this $250? So it says, okay, well, we want to know, that's the profit. That's how much profit. So that means $250 can be plugged in right there. And now we have an equation that we can solve. So how do we solve for X? We're going to solve for X by undoing in the opposite order everything that happened to X. The first thing we're doing to X is we multiply it by 13, and then we subtract 60. So the first thing we're going to do is undo the subtraction of 60. So we're going to add 60 to both sides. So that adds to 0, and then that means we need $13 times how many purses to get this much money. That is 11. So she needs $310 to make, she needs to sell $310 worth of purses to make the $250 profit, because she'll have to take the 250, take the 60 away. All right, and then divide that by 13 to see how many purses that she'll have to sell. Now we're talking about purses, and purses are tangible things. So we won't be able to sell a half. So if 13 doesn't go into 310 evenly, then we may have to adjust our answer. So I'm taking 310 and I'm dividing it by 13, and that gives me, I could have done it right here. So I'm taking 310 and I'm dividing it by 13, and that gives me 23.8. Okay, so let's talk about this. if I can't sell 23.8. So if I sell 23 purses, have I made enough? Well, if we're not sure, then let's go right here and see what is my profit if I sell 23 purses. So you do, my profit is 13 times 23, take away 60. That gives me $239. $239. That did not get me 250. So 23 was not enough. So 23.8 means that 23 is not going to be enough. I'm going to have to make that 24th. So I'm going to have to solve the equation and interpret the solution. So the solution is Susan needs to sell. Susan must sell 24 purses to clear, and by clear I mean to make at least $250. She's going to make a little bit more than $250. If Susan sells 20 purses at the fair, will she meet her profit goal? No, she will not. And the reason that she will not is because if we were to graph this, let's see, she started off at $60 in the hole, so it's going to look something like this, okay? And 250 is going to be way up here. So this dot right here, this is $250. You can draw that straight line right there to represent $250. That's Y is 250 because Y is your profit. So draw Y equals 250 and find where it intersects this profit equation right here. And wherever it intersects, that's intersecting at 23.8. So we know that we have to go over to the nearest whole thing right here to make 24 purses. Now 20 is somewhere down here. So you can plug in 20 to see what the Y value is at 20. It's going to be below that $250 line. So since 20 is going to be down here below that $250 line, it's not enough. So you could prove it by plugging in 20. We could say Y equals 13 times 20 minus 60 and do that calculations. That's 260 minus 60. So the profit for 20 purses is just going to be $200. And that's the algebraic proof. Graphing it like this on Desmos or on your own paper or whatever, this is going to be the $250 line. Here's 20, the point 20, 200 is not above the $250 line. So it's below the $250 line. So it wasn't, 20 purses is not enough. All right, I think all of this that we've gone over in these 3 videos should be enough to get you through your Desmos activity. Let us know if you have any questions.